if you're not careful, you can find yourself financially successful as a creative, but struggling emotionally to serve a huge fan base you're not even sure you like. Or you can take the time to almost handpick your fans, to surround yourself with patrons and supporters you can't wait to get up and go make something for every day. It's going to take longer. If you're in a hurry, forget it. But isn't slowly building an audience you could be proud of worth a little patience? Let me know if you agree. And welcome to Something I'm Learning. It's my end of day chill down show for creatives like myself who sometimes need a little help coming in for a landing after a long, hectic day. My name's Tang. I'm a songwriter, producer, and I jump in my car on a regular basis and grab food, usually vegan takeout. It's about relaxation. It's about confirmation that your job as a working creative is one of the most important on earth. You help people survive life. So if you're an artist of any kind, painter, photographer, writer, music producer, songwriter, choreographer, if you create things from thoughts, I just want you to know that. I want to be that voice reminding you to never give up on this very worthy pursuit that actually makes the world better. This is something I'm learning. My cousin called me day before yesterday, and somehow the fact that I'm doing this show came up in conversation. She didn't know really how to feel about that. She goes, I tell you about all my projects, and now, you have this thing that I don't know about. You're not telling me. Like she felt a little way about it. And, who can blame her? Like, it is weird for me it's a weird approach doing a show that you don't tell anybody about. But it's something I'm trying because I'm very concerned about everything I do from here forward. And I've had the privilege of enjoying a certain amount of success in my field up till now. I'm concerned about every new project. I want everything I do to find the right audience. I'm not interested in blowing things up as huge as they can go, only to find that I'm being followed by a bunch of people who followed me for the wrong reasons, which is what happens when you use all the gimmicks and tricks and growth hacks, growth tips that everybody's telling you to do when you launch something new. And part of my strategy is to not even tell my friends or family. It may come up it's bound to come up in conversation that I'm up to something, but in terms of what exactly it is, or like letting people come take a look at it or check it out, no. I'm more interested in this project finding its own legs under the harsh judgment of total strangers. Like I want people with no need to be polite or quote unquote supportive to influence the growth, the reception of this new work. And so I had to explain to my cousin that I'm doing something here and there's really good reason behind it. It's not that I don't want you to see what I'm doing, but I just don't want the algorithms to be influenced by first viewers who aren't really there for the material. They're there for me. They're there to quote unquote support me. Oh, this is nice. I'm playing with the idea that the material itself will attract who it's going to attract, and it won't be about previous relationships, existing relationships, or anyone just trying to give you a little friendly boost. There's a bottom line, that boost that many people try and leverage from their friends and family to go and watch their new stuff, listen to their new stuff, stream their new stuff. That boost is it's actually fake much of it is fake if you really think about it. It's not that they're being fake, they're being kind to you, but they're not there for the actual reasons that you produced the material. Of course, when you do that, that means crazy patience on your part to let your material, your work, speak for itself, grow for itself. But I think it's worth it to know that anyone who clicks a subscribe button or leaves a comment, they're doing it 100% because there's something you did or said or produced that resonated with them enough to take that moment and connect with you. The second thing I am taking a hardline approach on is no gimmicks. No clickbait, no gimmicks. Like, even with these shows, I could title them a lot more attractively and get more clicks, more views initially. But what I've noticed in watching other people create things for public consumption is one lie leads to another. And it ends in emptiness, because clickbait by definition is promising something that you don't really deliver in the material itself. Like, it's designed just to get people to click, and now you are under this burden to try and hold their attention with jump cuts and manic editing from frame to frame, and you can't relax and be yourself. You have to resort to psychological manipulation and production devices to sort of try and hypnotize people into not clicking away from your stuff. I don't want that kind of pressure. Like, if you're here, I want you to be here. I want you to take these drives with me because you want to be here. Like, you genuinely enjoy the hang, and not because I'm flashing stuff on the screen and doing crazy cuts every 3 seconds to try and keep your brain lit in some artificial way. If you attract the kind of audience that needs that in order to watch your whole video, that's kind of a shame. Like, they're not there for the value of what you're sharing. They're there because you're, to a degree, psychologically manipulating them not to click away. And every new thing you put out from that point on, you're under that unspoken pressure to, like, grab people by the collar or whatever and work desperately to hold their attention like you did on the last thing you put out. And then when you start to burn out over time and you want to sort of become more of yourself and present more authentically, the audience that you've built might not necessarily be that receptive to it. And you start getting all the complaints about how people preferred the old you, the original you, the one that they originally connected with you for. Which is a shame, because now you've got what may be a huge audience, something that should be a really great situation for both you and them. But the only problem is you don't particularly like them and they don't particularly like you. They like the you that you showed them when you were trying to get a bunch of followers. Which brings me to the third thing. No need for big numbers. 10 true fans is better than 500,000 snarky, sarcastic, complaining, controlling, and just downright mean commenters we've all seen out there. You'll get trolls for sure. Like, trolls are a thing as you grow, but the overall audience you wind up with has a lot to do with how carefully you pick. Take your time. Put out good work and goodwill. Give your best audience time to find you. It's something I'm learning. By the way, if you're still with me this far on today's drive, I pick you. Stay in touch if you think you might like to tag along again. You know what to do. Till the next time we talk, I wish you the best fans in the world who actually like what you do and like you for you. I wish you patience to let those kinds of fans find you. I wish you discipline to resist the urge to clickbait, resist the gimmicks. I wish you understanding family like I have, who get it when you don't necessarily share your creativity and latest projects right away. I wish you 100,000 more sunsets. I wish you heart flutters and stomach butterflies and the love you deserve. Keep rising.